poor end. Richard Port. ርዕሱ ነው። ሪች ዳድ ፖር ዳድ። ገባው አሁን ገና
እና ዳሽ 9 የሆነው
የኛውስ አለመስራትም ሳናድድ ፓውዝ ወደፊት ካሜራ ኢዝ ሪች ዳድ ፑር አብርሽ አብርሽ ጻፈ። ትንሽ ደቂቃ ሪች ዳድ ፑር ኤንድ ሃቪንግ ቱ ዳድ ሪች ዳድ ፑር ኤንድ ሃቪንግ ቱ ዳድ offered me the choice of contrasting point of view. Rich dad poor and dad having to dad offered me the choice of contrasting point of view, one of a rich man and one of the poor man. Arif, what is election day? Old joke. Rich dad, poor dad, having to dad offered me the choice of contrasting rich dad, poor dad, having to dad offered me the choice of contrasting points of a view, one of a rich man and one of a poor man. I had two fathers, a rich one and a poor one. One was highly educated and intelligent. He had PhD and completed 4 years of undergraduate work. I had two fathers, a rich, poor one. Rich dad, poor dad. Having two dads offered me the choice of contrasting point of a view, one of a rich man and one of the poor man. I had I had I had two fathers, a rich one dad, a poor one. One was highly educated and intelligent. He had PhD and completed 4 years of undergraduate work in less than 2 years. He then went on to Stanford University, the University of Chicago, and Northwestern University to do his advanced study, all on full financial scholarship. The other father never finished the 8th grade. Both men were successful in their careers, working hard all their life. Both the other would become one of the rich men in the Hawaii and died living tens of millions of dollars to his family, charities, and his church. The other left bill to be paid. Both men were strong and influential. Both men offered not advised, but they didn't advise the same thing. Both men believed strongly in education, but didn't recommend the same course of study. If I had only one dad, I would have had to accept or reject his advice. Having two dads offered me the choice of contrasting points of view, one of the rich man and one of the poor man, instead of simply accepting or rejecting one or the other. I found myself, I think, more completing and than choosing for myself. The problem was that the rich man was not rich yet, and the poor man was not yet poor. Both were just starting out on their career, and both were with money and family, but they had very different points of view about money. For example, one dad would say the love of money is the root of all evil. The other said the lack of money is the root of all evil. As a young boy, having two strong fathers both influencing me was difficult. I wanted to be good son and listen, but the two fathers didn't say the same thing. The contrast that their points of view, particularly about money, was so extreme that I grew Curious and intrigued, I began to start thinking for a long period of time about what it was saying. Much of my private time was spent reflecting, asking myself questions such as why does he say that? And then asking the same question of that other's that statements. It would have been much easier to simply say, yeah, he writes. I agree with that, or to simply reject the point of view by saying, the old man doesn't know what he's talking about. Instead, having to dad, whom I loved for me, to think and ultimately choose a way of thinking for myself. As a process, choosing for myself turned out to be much more valuable the long run than simply accepting or rejecting a single point of view. One of the reasons the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the middle class struggle in debates is the debate is that the subject of money is the thoughts at home, not in school. Not in school. Most of Salam, how are you? How are you, Jonas? My graduate with excellent milk. Do you know English? Sadly, money is not taught. Sadly, money is not taught. School focus on the today often wonder what will sound happy. Jonas, okay, I'm open. What is your topic today? Book review? Because I today often wonder what will soon happen when when have when have millions of people who need financial and medical assistance. They will be dependent upon their family or the government for financial support. What will happen when Medicare and Social Security run out of money? Book review for what? Rich, okay. Book review for what? Book review for what? The answer is Rich and Poor Dad. Yeah, I'm responding your question, Jonas. Book review for what? The answer is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Begin products of too strong dad allowed me the luxury of observing the impact different thoughts have on one life. For example, my poor dad always said, I have never been rich, and the, the prophet became reality. My rich dad, on, on the other hand, always referred to himself as rich. He would say thinking like, I am rich man, and rich people don't do this. Even Rich Dad Poor Dad book by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lee. Yes, exactly, Jonas. He would cover him life by saying there is difference between being poor and being broke. My poor my poor dad my poor dad would say, I am not interested in money, or money doesn't matter. My rich dad always said money is power, but it is become obvious to me as a young boy that it was important to be aware of my thoughts and how I express myself. I noticed that my poor dad was poor not because of the amounts of money he earned, which was significant, but because of these thoughts and action as a young boy having two fathers. I become acutely aware of being key concepts are carefully about which thoughts I chose. Key concepts are carefully about which thoughts I chose to adopt it as my own. Should I listen to my rich dad or to my poor dad? Also, both men and tremendous respect for education and learning. They disagreed about what they thought was important. To learn one wants me. mm, Carefully about which thoughts I chose to adopt as my own. Should I listen to my rich dad or to my poor dad? Although both men had tremendous respect for education and learning, they disagreed about what they thought was important to learn. One wanted me to study hard, earn, earn a degree, and get a good job to earn money. He wanted me He wants me to study to become a professional, an attorney or an accountant, and to go to business school. The other encouraged me to study to be rich, to understand how many workers, and to learn how to have it work for me. I don't work for money. I don't work for money. Where word he would repeat over and over, money works for me. Money works for me. At the age of 9, I decide to listen to and learn from my rich dad about money. In doing, I choose not to listen to my poor dad, even though he was the one with all the college degree. Working for money vs money working for you. A lesson from Robert Frost. Robert Frost is my favorite poet. My favorite poet. Although I love many. This poem, my favorite, The Road Not Taken. Absolute. Let me tell you something about what? Something about what? I used to listen almost. Absolute. Let me tell you something about what? What something? The road not taken. To road diverged in the yellow wood. And sorry. Tell you a shortly book review without reading. This is new for me. This shortly book is new for me. You are reading right? Yes, I'm right. The road diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I would not travel both and be one travel long. Cook it. Okay, what does mean? Jonas, what does mean? The last word is it. The road diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I would not travel both. And be one traveled. Uh, mm, Jonas, what is useful for you is to briefly explain its to yes. I want to evaluate the level of your understanding. What is the useful for you? What is the useful for Jonas? Jonas, what is useful for you is to briefly explain it's to us. I want to evaluate the level of your understanding. Mr. Official, you should have conversation in English to practice your English reading the same sentence again and again. Won't help you have natural conversation with people who can speak proper English. Okay, thank you for about your comment. That is correct. Okay. A lesson from Robert Frost. Robert Frost is my favorite poet, although I love many of his poems. My favorite, The Road Not Taken, I use its lesson almost daily. The road not taken. The road diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry, I would not travel both. And be one travel along. I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having the better claim, because it was grassy and went through where. Thought as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay at in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how was lived into. partnership is formed. The next morning, I told my best friend Mike when my dad had said as the best as the cold tale. Mike and I were the only poor kid in this school. A partnership. Partnership is formed. The next morning, I told my best friend Mike what my dad had said. As best as I could tell, Mike and I were the only poor kid. School Mike was also in this school by twist and fate. Someone had done a joke in the line for the school. Hey guys, like and share because more like attractive wear. Keep it up guys. That is correct. That is correct. Partnership formed. The next morning I told my friend Mike what my dad had said at the best as I could tell Mike and I were the only poor kid in this school. Mike was also in this school by twist of fate. Someone had drawn Jog in the line for the school district and were wound up in the school with which the rich kids. We aren't really poor, but we felt as if we were because all the other boy had new baseball gloves, new bicycle, new everything. Mom and dad provide with the basic like food, shelter and clothes, but that was about my dad used to easy. But my dad too easy. The day to begin production was moved up. The pressure was on my first partnership was already begun treated with evasion, not my own boy in the driveway with one day my dad drove up with the friend to see 2 9-year-old boys in the driveway with a production line operating at the full speed. There was fine white powder everywhere. Everywhere. The day to begin, production was moved up and the pressure was my first partnership was already begun treated with the eviction notice by my own mom. It became make job to tell the neighbor to the quickly use up their route past, saying their dentists want them to brush more often anywhere. I began to put together the powder the production line. One day my dad drove Hey guys, please guys tap and share because more like attractive here. Keep it up guys. Welcome Mr. Official and Mr. Jonas. Welcome to Abresh. Hey guys, like and share because more like attractive viewer. Keep it up, guys. Guys, like and share because more like attractive viewer. Keep it up. Don't forget this about. Guys, like and share because more like attractive viewer. Keep it up, guys. Don't forget this, please, guys. Don't forget. Matom Walter, welcome. Marco, hi. Habig, Habigahab, Habigahab, welcome. How are you? Habigahab, Habigahab, welcome. How are you? Welcome. Please guys tap and share because more like attractive viewer. Keep it up, guys. Don't forget this, guys. Tap and share because more like attractive viewer. Habig, 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 Habigahabi, welcome. Guys, like and share because more like attractive viewer. Keep it up, guys. Jonas, thank you for much for about your comments and Mr. Official One, thank you. Okay, Habi. Okay, Thomas. Okay, your name is Jonas, like Thomas. Okay, good. Nice. Nice name. Okay, guys, like and share because more like attractive viewer. Keep it up, guys. Welcome to Thomas Abby Grace. How is your day? Nice to meeting you. Oh, nice, nice, Thomas. Nice, nice day. Okay guys, next I come back to next time. Good night. Bye bye.